guys are crazy.
She has to act like she does this every day.
Well, Aaron, I'm okay with that, but you're not Barry Sanders yet. And I know two references that just totally, everybody's like, what? Horseshack, Barry Sanders? What the heck are you talking about? So Barry Sanders, Hall of Fame running back, would not spike the ball when he scored a touchdown. And when asked, his response was, act like you've been there before. Okay, when you're Barry Sanders, that's cool. When you're in your first year of the NFL, spike that damn ball.
Act like Dion.
Please give me some Dion. I like the energy. Now, James, there's three. They're like, who the heck is Dion? So Horseshack, Barry Sanders, and
They don't even
Dion.
have a clue.
I think I heard of Dion.
Neon Sam.
Neon Dion. Yeah, James. She says that was
Prime time, baby.
I saw it, even though I like Cowboys, I like.
he's also a college football coach.
Yes, sir.
Yep, and he turned down the Dallas Cowboys job. He said, no, not coaching professionals. Those guys are whiny, overpaid.
Jackson State, I believe it is, right?
Yep, Jackson State. Hey, by the way, they beat Florida State.
Yeah, I thought.
Like the name, James.
As a Gator, that's kind of cool. All right, hey, don't hang up. Stay there with me just for now. Oh my gosh, Larry, they're jumping off. There I go. I ruined it. All right, I'm in the infinite game today. And
New book.
here you go. Actually, a new book, old book. We were in this because I was looking at my notes from almost 2 years ago, and we were in the infinite game 2 years ago, and we're back. Page 32. We're going to talk about setting goals, what drives us to achieve those goals, and how can we create a mission statement for ourselves that would put us on track to play an infinite game. The whole idea behind an infinite game is it never ends. The difference between a finite game and an infinite game is a finite game ends. To win a football game, finite game, to build a legendary football team that is a dynasty as the greatest football team ever to play the game, infinite game. Big difference. And I want you to focus on your real estate business as an infinite game. Because if it's a finite game and you achieve your goals, now what? Now what do you do? Now, here's what Simon Sinek, one of my favorite authors and speakers, has to say. And I love the way he sets this up. Howard's Little League team was one of the, if not the worst in the league. At the end of each lost game, his coach would say to the players, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. What matters is how we play the game. At which point, the precious young Howard would raise his hand and ask the coach, then why do we keep score? Good question, right? Mm-hmm. If it doesn't matter who wins the game, why are we keeping score? Now, when we play in an infinite game, we play the game to win. Even if we hope to simply play well and enjoy the game, we do not play to lose. Write it down, write it down, write it down. We do not play to lose. We play to win. The motivation to play in an infinite game is completely different, though. The goal is not to win, but to keep playing. It is to advance something bigger than ourselves or our organizations. And any leader who wishes to lead in the infinite game must have a crystal clear just cause. Write it down. What is my just cause? You may be saying, John, but I'm not a leader. I don't have a team. I don't lead anyone. I work for Me Inc. And you are a leader. I promise you, you are. If you are alive and breathing, you are a leader. People are following you. A just cause is a specific vision of a future state that does not yet exist. A future state so appealing that people are willing to make sacrifices in order to help advance towards that vision. Now, skipping over to page 37, a just cause is a specific vision of a future state that does not yet exist. And in order for a just cause to provide direction for our work, to inspire us to sacrifice and to endure, not just in the present, but for lifetime beyond our own. A just cause survives you. It must meet 5 standards. Okay, here they are. Get ready to write them down. A just cause must be for something. It must be affirmative and optimistic. What's the opposite of being for something? Being against something. Now, is it easier or harder to be against something versus being for something? Easier. It's really easy to be against something. Just turn on the news. Go stand on the street corner and start shouting at people about all the things that you're against. And before you know it, there'll be a large crowd of people who come to join you talking about what you're against. They have no idea what you're talking about, but they're going to join because it's cool. Let's just all yell and shout about what we're against. True story? World we live in, right? True story. And just cause is about being for something, not being against. Number 2, a just cause is inclusive, open to all those who would like to contribute. So this is my just cause. This is my mission. This is my vision. This is what I see happening. Here we're going to go. We're going to go on this journey. Who wants to go with me? By the way, every day when we show up for this call, this podcast, this training session, this coaching conversation, whatever you want to call it, this is our just cause. Our just cause is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living. Now, what does a career worth having look like? And is a career worth having just for a specific group? Or is it for everyone who's a part of our organization? It's for everyone who's a part of our organization. Until we have 347, that's how many agents we have in Coral Springs currently, agent partners, associates. Until we have 347 agent partners who all are in production, who all have a career worth owning, which means they're listing and selling houses, right? Until we have 347 agents who are building businesses worth owning, which means they're creating leverage through administrative assistants, transaction coordinators, listing managers, showing assistants, buyer specialists. They're building a big business so that they can live a big life. Until we have 347 associates who are achieving that vision, we have not achieved our just cause. But here we are. Who wants to join me? Every day I reach out to you guys and I say, okay, we're going to get together at 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to talk about this for a half hour, and then we're going to practice the conversations of real estate for a half hour in order to master our craft and move closer to that goal. Who wants to join me? And every day, there's 19 on Zoom and another 12 in the room. Every day, somewhere between 30 and 40 of you raise your hand and say, John, I want to be a part of that. whoever the heck Boss Luxury is.
James. He changed it.
James.
Yeah.
James, talk to us. Are you raising your hand because you're saying I'm going on that? I'm joining you, John, or are you?
Yeah, I was just raising my hand. You said raise my hand.
I thought so.
I love it.
Sure, buddy. All right. Are you getting fired up? It's like a locker room talk, right? Awesome. All right. I'm excited. All right. A just cause must be number 3, service-oriented. Service-oriented. In other words, for the primary benefit of others, not me. Go back to the just cause for Keller Williams Coral Springs, for Keller Williams to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Is that about me? Say no. Is that about you? Is it about others? Say yes. Number 4, a just cause must be resilient. It must be able to endure political, technological, and cultural change. How are we doing so far? Not easily, but I can repeat it.
Okay.
Too many big words in here for me. Resilient, able to endure political, technological, and cultural change. All right, and finally, a just cause must be idealistic. In other words, it must be big, it must be bold, and ultimately unachievable. Just cause of Keller Williams Coral Springs will never happen in my lifetime. But it will happen. By the way, along that journey, we're achieving some really awesome goals. True? Sure. So, who got the listing appointment and was kind of like, I'm going to go list a house today, Felicia? Right? So she needs to be in here right now because that's this moment. We celebrate, we spike the freaking football when we score a touchdown. We don't, and we had an amazing year. We don't say, but we didn't hit our goals. We haven't arrived at the destination yet, so we're not going to celebrate. Wrong. Celebrate every single step of the way. Enjoy the journey. Have fun. A life worth living is fun. Have lead generation parties and celebrate when you schedule an appointment. Take 10 seconds and go run around the room and do your touchdown dance and then get back on the phone and start making calls again. Life worth living is fun. Clarissa, is this place fun to come to?
I think so.
I do.
Absolutely.
I have a good time. Am I the only one having a party here? Because I feel like every day I show up, it's a party.
It
Am
is
I the only one who feels that way?
Absolutely.
Right?
Every day.
So, I threw my back out maybe 6 weeks ago. I don't know. And I've seen my chiropractor like 3 times a week for 6 weeks, which, yay. I'm glad that I can go. I'm glad that he's there. And I'm glad that I have the money to pay him because he's really expensive. But one of the things he said to me was, John, how are you always in a good mood? He asked me every day I go in there, he goes, how are you doing? How was your day? I'm like, it was amazing. I don't have bad days. It was absolutely incredible. He goes, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's a choice, I guess.
It is a choice.
But no matter how bad things are, isn't there somebody who would just love to have your life?
Or
Somebody got up this morning and walked a mile to get water. There's a mother somewhere who dressed her kids and sent them off to school with no food to eat and no hope of having food.
Somebody didn't wake up this morning.
Somebody didn't wake up. It's a party, man. Have fun. Enjoy the journey. Now, back to the conversation. If I'm setting goals and I'm writing my goals down so that I can see them. And if you can't read that, cool, because it doesn't say anything. All right. This thing needs to be fixed. All right, I'm writing my goals down. Life is good. I'm going to sell 36 homes. I'm going to have 360,000 GCI. I'm going to net $180,000. I'm going to buy a new home. I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to put money in savings for my kids' college. You know, this is everything that I'm going to do. Life is good. Pretty cool. There's one thing missing, guys. One thing that will make the difference between mission accomplished and mission missed. Why? Why do I want to achieve those goals? Why? And if you're part of Keller Williams, you've heard, what is your why? So many times that you're sick of hearing it. Too bad, I'm going to keep hearing it. And the just cause is bigger than a big why. Big why is attainable. A just cause is not. Larissa.
So can you go back over that definition for just cause?